himself was also hungry? Absolutely yes. Then when they're in the ghettos, in the prison, even in the Malahs in North Africa under Islam, imprisoned, are you saying God himself was imprisoned? Absolutely yes. That when he was silent in front of his accusers, they were also silent in front of their accusers? Absolutely yes. It reverted me back to the Holocaust footage when I began to think. They were silent. You can never find a piece of footage of the Holocaust where Jews are making a peep. They went by the millions to their death. Naked, nothing, not a word. Submitted unto death like a lamb to the slaughter. For I was hungry, and you gave me food. I was naked, and you clothed me. I was in prison, and you visited me. Just as you did it to the least of these, my brethren. My brethren, my friends, is his relatives. He's got two kinds of brethren. We are all partakers of Israel. They're the root. We're grafted in. We are all brethren. There are adopted brethren, and there's the literal brethren. In that case, he's talking about the literal brethren, because it's very clear in Joel 3. Matthew 25, I will gather all nations. Joel 3, I will gather all nations. And there in Matthew 25, he says, I was naked, and all these things. And in Joel 3, he tells you, they divided my land. And he tells you the name. I will gather all nations to the valley of Jehoshaphat, then I will enter into judgment there with them on account of my people, my heritage, Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations. They have also divided up my land. Even the division of that land. How did my mother know? No, how did Joel know? Either these people have perfectly guessed it, or there is a God. There is no other choice. You cannot say these people were perfect guessers. Everyone believes in prophecy, including the heathens. The only prophecies they don't want to believe in is the ones that are written in the Bible. The problem with the heathens' prophecies, with population explosion and with global warming, is that those were the self-fulfilled Bible prophecy. The only difference, the only caveat, is that the fulfillments never happen as the prediction. We go and kill our children for the sake of the prophecies of population explosion, and we undermine our factories. We undermine our strength as a nation to please the prophets who are lying to you, who are telling you we must deplete our factories, we must deplete our abilities and our strength. The devil wants nothing but to destroy and to weaken the righteous nations. And in Micah 5, he tells us, God tells us that he will raise 7 shepherds and 8 princely men, and God will destroy the Assyrian, the Antichrist. The land of Nimrod will be destroyed by these 7 shepherds. When was the last time you had a Sunday school? Today we will be studying about the 7 shepherds. And why is Antichrist called the Assyrian? The prince of Tyre, king of Babylon, pharaoh of Egypt. Why is he choosing Muslim countries? And how could the Antichrist be a homosexual if Egypt and Libya and Kush, Sudan, Somalia will follow him in submission in the book of Daniel? No one can deny these things. Can you imagine a homosexual French? Follow me. My friends, we could differ on interpreting the Bible. If you want to revive the Roman Empire, then why would you revive only the European parts of the Roman Empire? The Roman Empire did not encompass only Europe. The Roman Empire encompassed North Africa. By the way, North Africa was part of the Western Roman Empire. Libya, Algeria, Tunisia, Morocco, Mauritania. By the way, Libya is in the Bible. Remember? Ezekiel chapter 30. Let's go back to Ezekiel chapter 30. Unlock the argument. In Ezekiel 30, the day of the Lord, we talked about that. He comes to fight Egypt and Cush. Ethiopia in the Bible is the landmass south of Egypt. Ancient Ethiopia is Kush. Modern Ethiopia anciently was called Abyssinia. So don't interpret the Bible from a modern sense and don't make the current borders to be the borders. Kush, Muslim country. Then he says in verse 5, Libya. Libya, mentioned by name, on the day of the Lord. And what happened in Libya? You released a terrorist. The West released a terrorist who blew up the Lockerbie. And all these Libyans, by the thousands, greeting him in the airport. Would you think that these were the peaceful Muslims? Those were the peaceful Muslims. Even the Pope made a comment one time, Islam must never be propagated by violence. And the Muslim world got angry with him. Does he not know Islam means peace? Islam is a peaceful religion. They demonstrated by the millions in the streets carrying banners. Islam means peace. And they expressed this peace through sheer violence. By peace, he will deceive many. He will not honor the gods of his fathers, but instead he will honor a God of war. It's in the book of Daniel. The God of fortresses. Who honors a God of fortresses, my friends? Who honors a God of war? You tell me. Who will not honor the desire of women? It doesn't say he does not desire women. It says he will not honor the desire of women. Women's desires don't mean anything to him. And who told you that he was only atheist? Daniel chapter 11. You tell me what these verses mean. I was not educated about the Bible through a seminary. I was educated on the Bible by talking to the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. I make mistakes too. But this is clear to me. In Daniel chapter 11, very clear, verse 37, he shall regard neither the God of his fathers nor the desire of women. He does not honor the God of his fathers nor the desire of women. He will regard any god, for he shall exalt himself above them all. But in their place he shall honor a God of fortresses, a God of war. How could the Jews trust a non-Jewish... Antichrist has to be a Jew, right? How could they trust somebody who's not Jewish? How is that evidence? They trusted Yasser Arafat in Oslo Peace Accord. He was not Jewish, and he sure was ugly. I don't know how his wife had this child. It must have been artificial insemination. That guy, he was sure ugly before he croaked. They told you before I spoke that I would not be politically correct. And a God which his fathers did not know, he shall honor with gold and silver and precious stones. You have to be Muslim to understand this. Every Muslim has to honor with zakah, the God of war, jihad, advance the glory of Allah through jihad by giving tribute of the gold and the silver, money collected for terrorism, so on and so forth. And you look at verse 39. Thus he shall act against the strongest fortresses with a what? Foreign God. Who is talking to who? God's talking to you. Allah to you is a foreign God. He will act against the strongest fortresses with a foreign God. Is he an atheist? Is he an atheist? He worships a foreign God, and he wants to be God himself. The Mahdi in Islam. We were taught Islam. I memorized big chunks of the Quran. Muhammad, the Prophet of Islam, says, Al-Mahdi ta'us al-malaika alayhi jalabib al-nur. The Mahdi is the peacock of all angels. Upon him is the cloaks of light. He comes to bring 7 years of peace upon the earth. And he will lead a war with Iran and Turkey combined. And every Muslim, when they see that battle, must join it if they have to crawl on snow. The Mahdi is the peacock of all angels. He's an angel man. And you tell me in Isaiah 14, the 5 eyes, I will ascend to heaven. The 5 eyes, continue the 5 eyes. Read after that. Yet when he is captured, They will gaze at you and consider you saying, is this the man who made the earth tremble? When was Lucifer a man, if this is speaking about Lucifer's rebellion in heaven?